What is up, my friends? So let's get right into this. As you can see from the title, I am 9 years late to this film. I'm just kidding. I actually did watch this film when it first came out in 2011. Didn't cover it because I didn't have a YouTube channel at the time. Y'all know if I had the YouTube channel at the time, we'd be talking about the ending, we'd be explaining as we do, and there'd be countless other videos doing the same as we see it today. That is a state of things, though. Anyways, Megan is Missing is now currently trending on TikTok like crazy. Like, I'm on TikTok. If y'all haven't followed me, go ahead and follow me. Come on. But I'm over there. I'll leave the names for both my TikToks down below so you can check it out. But Megan is Missing is now trending on TikTok. And I've talked about TikTok numerous times because I really think it is a gold mine for marketing for anything. I see a lot of products on there. I see a lot of movies, and they trend like crazy. And you see like these surges go up on search results for it, purchases, all of that. So if you got a movie, a product you want to be everywhere, get on TikTok. But it is trending. People are talking about it. People are saying they're disturbed by it, and it's crazy, right? So that even made the director Michael Goy come out and talk about it. He said, "Hello, my friends on TikTok. This is Michael Goy, the writer-director of Megan is Missing. And I got a text from Amber Perkins, the lead actress in my movie, that it was exploding on TikTok at the moment, and I didn't get to give you the customary warnings that I used to give to people before they watched Megan is Missing, which are: do not watch the movie in the middle of the night, do not watch the movie alone, and if you see the words photo number 1 pop up on your screen, you have about 4 seconds to shut off the movie if you're already freaking out before you start seeing things that maybe you don't want to see." So, apologies to those who are already posting about how the movie has freaked them out, but fair warning to those of you who are still contemplating watching the film. Okay, so I actually, as I said in the beginning, I watched this movie when it first came out, 2011. The movie actually got made in 2006, didn't find distribution until 2011, and I can see why. I'll get more of that into the end of this video, but I watched this movie in 2011 when it first came out. It was during a time when we had a ton and a ton of mockumentaries, which are fake documentaries, presented to you as found footage, horror, whatever you want to call it, or you've heard it be called. It had exploded after Paranormal Activity. Of course, Paranormal Activity didn't start these. It was actually started by the Blair Witch Project back in 1999, and it really took off with the Paranormal Activity. And anybody coming on here be like, it wasn't Blair Witch that started. Yeah, we could even go back to Cannibal Holocaust, but we're not going to go back that, like, right now. We're not talking about that. Blair Witch really brought it, I would say, to the mainstream even more than Cannibal Holocaust. And then Paranormal Activity really exploded it. So we don't got to get into the little details about that. We're talking about Megan is Missing right now. So when I watched this film, I was very much so disturbed by it when I watched it in 2011. And if I had a YouTube back then, you rest assured, as I said, I would have made a video about it. But here we are, 9 years later, we're making a video about it. And the way the film is presented and it's shown to you, if you've watched it back then, especially with social media barely getting its leg in up there, like Facebook was becoming more mainstream. It wasn't really just for college students anymore. MySpace was dwindling down. We had Twitter popping up. Instagram was about to flourish. And we were just like in a new age, you could say, of wonder, but also of being afraid of what this could all mean. I mean, it was a very weird time, I would say. I always call that the Wild West of the internet. And so what we see in this film is we see two young girls, Meg, who is the popular girl, and her best friend Amy, who is an outcast, sort of dabble in this world of social media, as well as dealing with trauma they've both dealt with as well. And we see them grow through this together as they go to a party where we see Amy get assaulted, and then she catches Megan performing sexual acts on the guy, sort of creating a rift in their friendship already. And during this whole time, we also see that Megan is talking to a guy named Josh, who she doesn't know what he looks like because he claims his webcam is broken, so there's no way for him to really chat with her or anything like that. And she still decides to meet up with him behind the diner, already sounding really sketch, meeting behind a diner. But we have to remember that these girls are teenage girls in this movie, so of course it flew over her head about all of these warnings. We then see that they report her as missing, and authorities believe she ran away, probably because of everything that had been happening in her life. Amy, however, uncovers the truth. She was actually abducted. As she watches video of her getting abducted, this starts the investigation over again. But then we see Amy get abducted as well during the investigation. We see that Josh actually is the one that abducted her and has her tied up in a basement where he assaults her repeatedly. And this is pretty much like the part, I would say, that is very trigger warning, I would say, to anybody watching. He then tells her he will let her escape, but she has to get into a barrel, so she can't see where he lives when he takes her. She agrees to this, but when the barrel is open, we see Megan's corpse is in there. She tries to run away. Josh, however, captures her and puts her in the barrel. He then takes her to the forest where he digs a large hole and buries her, and the movie ends. So the question is, Megan is missing based on a true story? No, and the footage isn't real as well. You can look up the IMDb. All the actors and everybody involved in this are pretty much like not the actors they play. Well, they're not. It's a mockumentary, as I said. It's not real, so you didn't see something that you weren't supposed to. Okay. However, the director has come out to say after the release of the film that many of the stories he heard about similar things happening were involved in making this film. So there was a lot of taking from stories he heard about before in real life cases that went into making this film. And I think that actually makes this film even more disturbing, I would say. So yeah, that's where the story basically comes from. It's a culmination of things that he's heard from real life cases. And so this film is actually banned in New Zealand because of its highly exploitative degree. I probably butchered that word, but it's banned because of that. And I gotta say, it does go overboard, I feel, with some of the things they show. I just recently watched it again just to make this video, and yeah, it does definitely go overboard with a lot of the things that it presents. I do believe that it was a shock for shock's sake type film. It did have a message it was trying to say as well, which I really wholeheartedly agree with the message that you need to be careful with online and all of these things that happen, and just be more conscious of what's going on out there. And I think at the time it came out, there wasn't much of information about all of this as there is today, and I think that's what made it even scarier back then. However, I do believe it is still something that does need to be discussed in today's society, especially with younger kids getting online and all of that, as we've seen in the past couple of years. There does need to be more teaching about this. The film, though, I think does go overboard at times, and I think that that is definitely what people are talking about on TikTok, is that it's very triggering or traumatizing to see these things. And that might have been the director's intent. He has said multiple times throughout interviews is that he wanted to show this and put it right up in your face and say this is what's going on based on what he's heard. And so in my opinion, it's shocking for shocking's sake. In his opinion or other people's opinion, it's just the right amount that needed to be done. And art is subjective, but that's how I feel about it. However, though, as I'm saying to you now, it is not real. I see many people still pondering about that. But the danger, however, that it does present is a real thing, sadly. So yeah, in conclusion, I think that Megan is Missing is not a perfect film, but I do think that its messaging was very clear that it was trying to give off to the viewer. But well, let me know your thoughts on Megan is Missing. What do you think about it? And as I said in the beginning of the video, this is one of those films that, thanks to TikTok, has been getting renewed interest. I am making another video on another film that actually came out around the same time, and I watched it, but I didn't make a video because I didn't have YouTube. That is getting some renewed interest on TikTok, and so it's very interesting to see how this is happening now, because these are films that you would have never expected to hear about again. Like, I never thought about Megan is Missing for my first time watching it in 2011, so when I saw it pop up on Twitter, it was like a memory got unlocked, and I was like, hold up, let me go watch this movie again everybody's talking about, and I was like, yeah, I remember this now. So it's interesting, and it's something I think we're going to be seeing not happen organically pretty soon. Like, we're going to see like old studio, like not old studios, but studios bring up cult movies such as this and try to organically push them through TikTok just to get those viewers up. And so, yeah, if you're Netflix or something like that, take note. But let me know your thoughts on that. What do you think about Megan is Missing? Did you watch it when it first came out, or have you recently started to watch it? But that's going to do it for me. If you haven't already followed me here on YouTube, go subscribe right now. Hit that bell for notifications. I talk all the stuff you love in pop culture. We talk news. We talk movie explained, TV shows, video games, all of that. And go follow me on TikTok if you want more about horror. That's what I mainly do over there. But I also have a TikTok where I do these stories in short form. So go check it out. Direct Bulletin. I'll leave it all down below in the description so you can check that out. Twitter as well, and my website neuron.com. As always, that's gonna do it for me. Let's get to 20,000 subscribers. We are so close to hitting 17K, so super excited for that. And as always, I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.